Welcome to another MPA production stream. I am the guild leader from the MPA community. Hi, Fox the Galaxy. Hi, Reba. Welcome to the chat. This is the stream we do Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, where we work on community-related projects such as collaborations and other things in the future. Lately, we've been working on collaborations. This is the 5th day, the last day of the 8th week. I like keeping track of it like that because I'm surprised 8 weeks flew by this quick. Actually, I've been having a lot of fun with the tracks. That's probably why it flew by. But 8 weeks now. Today is Friday. Is today Friday? Am I wrong? Friday, 8th week. This ends what I was gonna, where I marked the deadline for writing all the songs, writing all the tracks. So I wrote 8 tracks with all the samples that were sent to me from the members. And next week I want to just focus on mix downs, mastering the tracks. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll probably be working on them all weekend because they're really not all finished, and I'll probably have to work on a little bit. I'll probably have to continue to write little things next week even, but that's just normal. Just because they could be better, and it's just like kind of rushed it, but not really. It's all for fun, so I'm pretty happy with what we got in 8 weeks. So like basically, 8 tracks, 8 weeks. We averaged a track a week, but they're not done, of course. We need a mix master. So a little bit more than a week per track, which is nice. But anyways, I like the way they sound. I worked on airtime this morning and yesterday where I worked on the drum beat. Finally got the drum beat sound a little bit more like it fits to the song. The drum beat's been bothering me from the very beginning. It just didn't feel like it fit the track. But now I think it does a little. I'm just going to open that up while I continue talking here. All right, so again, we're a music production community. For anyone that's not already a member, you can join us on our Discord and follow our other channels. You'll find those links on top of our page, top of our Twitch page, top of our YouTube page. FL Studio Demo Project. This is probably one of my favorite folders in FL since the day I've got FL. That's how I learned FL. Is I dissected, and I still do go into all these projects here to just kind of look at different workflows on FL. All right, back to what I was doing. MPA Projects Online, MPA Community Collab, Season 1, Collab 1. Work on the drum beat on this. This is Guild Fox Galaxy Super Zero. This is the track that started the whole thing, titled Airtime. I've heard it a lot. Anyways, I shortened it like a lot of the other tracks, so it's about a little over 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 10 seconds, probably, something like that. And what did Fox say? It me, Berta, Fox. Gotta be careful what people type and I say. I watched one of those videos on YouTube, like viewers trolling the streamers. It's like, streamers beware. It's some pretty weird stuff. Okay, so again, to finish these opening announcements, we're a growing community. We invite everyone that wants to join a music production community to join us. Music production arena. You'll find all our links at the top of our page. Get right into this. We're just gonna finish this week off by working on these few songs, touching them up here, and I'm gonna render out all 8 demos, get them ready for reference track. Hey, that's what I remember that this morning. It's me, birthday Fox. Birthday Fox. Yes, happy birthday Fox. It is Fox Galaxy's birthday, and I knew this because Fox Galaxy came by yesterday and shared that information, and also shared a track with us they created for themselves. I like that track a lot. And I like your whole new synthwave, retrowave style, like your synthwave project. You basically combine the two genres, like the heavier stuff with the synthwave stuff, and get some really, really cool sounds, I think. Reba's in the chat. Reba is one of our new chat mods when they have time. No pressure. But I needed to start recruiting some chat mods on the Twitch side of things. I'm just anyone that's really available and interested and here all the time. So I mean, definitely, Fox, let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. But you can't be VIP and mod at the same time. So I don't know what's important about VIP, but that's just something I asked Reba to do, and they said they were willing when they had some time. So that's perfect for me. Hey, Nataliz, haven't seen you in a few days. Good to see you again. Saw you playing Magic the Gathering the other day. Showed on Discord. I used to play that. And I play Hearthstone now. I get down on some TCGs. uh, so let's it's Friday. I'm gonna get back into these tracks because I really just need to finish these off. I'm gonna render out the demos. I'm gonna start using I'm just gonna render out some as if they were finished and then use those as reference tracks and then start mixing. That gives me a really good idea of where, like, how bad the mix is, where it needs to be and stuff like that. So anyways, let's listen to this real quick. I worked on the drum beat to this. It needed it. So I basically took the drum beat that we had, and I just sliced it up, and now it's in SliceX, and I'm using MIDI notes to MIDI notes. Actually, I'm not even using SliceX. I'm using just samples. And the snare. So these samples come from the drum loop, Super Zero's drum loop. I just cut them up so I can resequence it. This is the collab #1, Airtime. So yesterday and basically all week, I've really just been trying to finish the songs. But on Wednesday, I kind of made it through all of them that needed like a little demo cut of them, like a little video clip. And then I decided, okay, now I need to just like really dive in and figure out what I need to do. And I wrote notes down on all 8 tracks and realized there was quite a bit I needed to do. So I've been waking up early just because it's been working for me better lately. I've been waking up early and knocking out a bunch of stuff off stream and getting ready for next week where we're going to be mixing and stuff. So I'll play this real quick. This is what I did this morning. Drum beat here. Let me just play from the beginning. I mean, I like the beat better because it fits, but it's still kind of a weird, it's kind of a janky beat. I mean, it kind of, I don't know, might be off. Swing might be off a little. I don't know. I can't tell. This is a good beat. I like this. All right, and the second drop, I just got to fill in some stuff right here. I don't have it. Literally just these 8 bars or whatever this is missing. Oh. I did something. Yeah, I'm not done writing this part. It's like I said, not all the tracks are done, but you know, I'll be working on that. But I shortened all the tracks to make them really simple, and you'll get a really good idea of how I write tracks. Is like basically, I like all tracks to have 2 drops of some kind, and I like the second drop to be similar to the first drop, of course, but I definitely have a lot of variation, but it's usually not the whole thing. I like either the second drop to kind of turn back into the first drop, so it kind of sounds like a hook. You're like familiar with it, and it sounds like the same song. Or I extend the second drop into like a double the length of the first drop, and I make the second part of the first drop pretty much the same. The second part of the second drop, it's pretty much the same as the first drop, but still with variation, maybe more lead. And then this is like right here's got to have the change in the variation in it. So like most of my tracks are going to have a similar arrangement to that, and they all have that same problem where I haven't really finished this part of the track. But it's pretty fun. That's usually part where I'm like staying up trying to finish this part, and it ends up becoming like my favorite part of the whole track. And it's usually a pretty fun time in the studio. So I need to write these parts of the whole song. I started adding gross beat here. That's what was chopping this up. But I still think this totally just needs another like lead element to come in over the top of this. Is what I'm thinking. Like like a different sound. That sound needs to morph into something. That's just not perfect. But anyways, the drum beat. I like the drum beat a lot better because, like on these parts right here, like the drums accent the bass. It's like, that's not the part I was talking about. I'm talking about this part. These hi-hats kick in, but I just kept them on for a short time. Anyway, so a lot of stuff I was working on yesterday were I was going through. I didn't finish all 8 tracks. I was going through the tracks, and I was, I basically it was, for those that were here yesterday, remember. But I was working on the little transitions between on every little like part of the song, and halfway through parts like right here, we've got that is the transition. It's gross beat, chops it up right here. All right, and then I was listening to like the halfway point here. Like, I did this one this morning, so it already sounds fine. So you got the snare there happening for the little fill. Then you got this transition here on bar 32 going into 33. You could use like a sweep or some other effect happening, but that's basically the way I like it. I can maybe turn this off. Okay. Doesn't really matter. Here's a little sweep right here. I don't know about that. I'll just leave it muted for now. Okay, and then right here's the little breakdown. A lot of my tracks are missing this. A lot of the tracks on the collab project right now are missing this part right here too, but it's usually pretty easy fix. Call it a fix. Pretty easy, thing to build up. I just take parts from the other parts of the song and I just drop them in here, and I drop some filters. This. So it's just that one thing playing with the drum beat. So it could use some other percussion. Okay, and then this kicks in here. Listen to this one more time. Bar 40. I just want to cut this little drum part, right? Little hat, maybe needs to go. Bar 48. Let's put this. I think these sound fine because I got gross beat on them. What do we do here? I want like a lead instrument, or like. Do I need to take this chord stab and play something with it? Maybe. What can we do? Did we just put the whole loop here? Yeah, I think that definitely helped it, but still not done. Alright, I don't want to skip ahead, so I'm still checking all the little transitions. So bar 56, fine. Check out right here, bar 65, 64. Maybe cut the chords here. Maybe cut this noise. These last 4 just makes it transition a little better. Excuse me. Kind of. I want this noise in here. You can move these around. You gotta really find the sweet spot when the noise is like. My first instinct is to put it right here. You see it sweep, and then sweep back up here, but I don't think exactly where. And I also should listen to that with some of this other stuff turned off real quick. So I fixed a lot of this stuff in the mixing stage, but let's. I can run some automation on that and volume automation or something, fix it there. All right. What's this last little transition here? I used to have this growth speed on, but I turned it off. But I still kind of want to. Maybe like filter this one. I don't know if that loses its like impact there, but if I cut that last note, I think I need to like lower the volume of this bass or filter it out with a high pass or low pass thing. I like that. The chord, it's just that chord that hits at the very end. It's, That's it. So it ends at 2 minutes 20 seconds, but it starts like at 12 seconds. So the song's 2 minutes 10 seconds or something like that. I like it. So I rendered this one out. Let's go ahead and just render this out. It's not done, but I'm gonna render it out for a reference track to start listening to elsewhere, like while I'm walking around or something. Okay, so turn off the limiter, the master limiter when I do the pre-master. That drops it down -6 dB for me because I've had it pushed plus 6 dB this entire time. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, Control R. Okay, let me make sure everything's unmuted. It's always like a solo, unsolo. I'm gonna do the same thing up here, but I can see that everything is unmuted. Export. Collab 1 Season 1. Collab 1 Season 1 Remaster. I'm gonna enable this master effects because I have growth speed on there, so. Yeah, so next week, as I keep saying, but we'll be mixing. I'll be doing like all my mixing techniques that I know of on all 8 tracks, and we're gonna do like proper mix downs, so gain stage and mix downs and all that stuff on all 8 tracks. So tune in definitely next week, and it's Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Next week we're gonna be working on mix downs, and then the following week we're gonna do some mastering attempts. I'm not a mastering engineer by any means, So I'm just going to do some simple mastering, but I'm going to pass the tracks around to anyone that wants to try to master them, and that'd be fun to hear the results of. So, but next week we're just going to mix downs and until we get them all mixed down nice. You know, I'm going to also do reference tests and checks. Can't really do them on stream, but I'm going to do them I'm going to check it in the car, check it on all the different speaker systems that you'd want to hear it on. You know, those checklists you can find online. To be honest, people have made some pretty handy reference checklists. Like check it on your laptop speakers, check it on a set of headphones, check it on your cell phone speaker, check it in your studio monitors, check it in your car, check it on a pair of cheap monitors, or stereo speakers. You know, just designed to make music sound dynamic and loud and stuff. But just test your track everywhere, and you do it systematically, where you actually literally go through and check it off. Like, okay, I checked it there, and you run reference tracks on all those places as well. You know, you reference your track against these other tracks. I always have to cough a lot when I start talking. Need more water. Anyways, so that'll be doing a lot of that next week, and then on stream, I'll do what I can to kind of show off what I did and what I came up with and stuff like that. And then we'll also do a lot of analyzing and stuff like that with frequency analyzers and things. All right, so I'm gonna save this. I rendered out that pre-master. I'm gonna kind of do that to all these. So jump over to Colab 2 real quick. We worked on this one yesterday, so I'm not gonna work on it right now, but I will render out the pre-master. So water. So this is Colab number 2. I like it a lot. Got some work that needs to be done, like all of them. That's okay. I mean, even if I don't finish the tracks like creatively at the very end of everything, they're all going to be done, you know, beginning, middle, end, and posted by the end of this month. So it'll be fun just to see what they end up with. This one I mixed a little yesterday. It's already sounding a lot better. All right. All these little parts right here, I need to put in it's room to put in other little things, you know, I usually put vocal samples and stuff right here, but we don't have vocals for a lot of these tracks, but you know, a little sample, something that transitions it. It's not necessary, but it would really help the song. I'm gonna do the breakdown. Second drop, we're gonna add a little bit more of a lead, but then the second drop has this variation. Just a fun way to end the song, I think. Let me render this out. Getting all these pre-masters. Everything needed. Control R. Already got it right here. Just need to overwrite. Let me delete this one. That's the old version. There's a new version. Overwrite. Spreadsheet's going to be updated. This document's going to be updated quite a bit next week. So during the mixing stages where I'm mixing down and all that stuff, I'm also going to be a big part of how I mix down is also render out all the loops, all the samples, and all the tracks as basically stems, but looped, really. Loops and stems. But I render out everything. So in this version they're in right now, you know, they started with loops, but then we added a lot of processing and other things. I render them again to other loops, so I resample basically all these loops again. I don't leave on the reverbs. I turn the reverb off or whatever, but I render all the loops. And in doing so, and when I'm doing that, I also limit some of the loops and clip some of the loops and stuff like that, and process the loops even further. You know, that really helps with loudness and mastering towards the end. You know, start cropping some of the peaks on some of the wild loops that are getting out of control. You know, like a drum loop that might have some random peaks or whatever. You can limit that stuff when you resample it. When you bring back the loop back in, drop it back in, those peaks are basically limited. You want to make sure it sounds good still, but limited. And that just really helps with the mastering chain process and all that stuff. So, and when I do all that next week, what I'm saying that is I'm going to be updating this spreadsheet. So for those that have been following along since the beginning, you know that we have this companion spreadsheet that had all these folders here for sample packs and demos, but I just really haven't updated them in the last couple weeks. So next week and the following week, we'll get this all updated. When I finish the project, get all the songs posted on SoundCloud, this will also be finished. The spreadsheet will be finished, and we'll back this up, and everyone can have access to that. And it will just be kept with the, in the archive. Okay, I rendered this one, right? Yes. Okay, let's go to track 3. Save. I don't need to save this really because I didn't do anything, but I saved it anyways. All right. That was collab 2. Next one is collab 3, started by Bass Jennings. All these credits here on my FL Studios need to be updated as well. Decided next season, I'm not going to fill that stuff in until the end because people keep jumping on, and I don't want to have to keep updating and get confused. Some people fall off, and it's just like getting confusing. So this has been the pilot season. Is what this is turning. Okay, so this track titled "Running." It was titled "Running." Bass Jennings, I Am Jet, and Deity. Shortened this track too. It's now right at 2 minutes. So I need to fix that. It's missing this part. I think I wrote a lot of this stuff down on the spreadsheet. Riser stuff, work with drops. It's missing breakdown too. Missing break. Okay. So how I would fix that? First thought on fixing this little breakdown thing is putting, "Hey, it's my God in the chat, coming in, dancing. How you doing today, God?" All right, so like where this thing happens here, you hear that little chime thing. I probably bring in a new sample maybe, but we could always see, ain't a lot of content in this. There's not a lot of content in this track. We need to add a couple more things. The percussion and the breakdown maybe, and then I could take this bass and filter it out or whatever, but I'm definitely going to add a little breakdown here, and then it's going to turn into a riser, of course. So working on that. Hey, preset. Happy Friday. Right back at you. It is a good Friday. I'm happy that it's Friday because each week has marked another week of this project that I feel like, accomplishing something. Accomplishment feels good. A little bit of a completionist. No, I am happy to finish and that it's Friday because, on the weekends, even though I love working on these and I work on it hot and heavy all week long, Saturday gives me a chance to jump on some of my other projects. Of course, I got to release a solo song at some point this year, a single, and do some performance stuff online, and I need to start working on that again. So I look forward to the weekends for that, and then I look forward to the week to get back to this. It's kind of become a fun little project. All right, so what I'm mainly working on, and we'll be working on even tonight probably until next week, is getting these tracks ready for mix downs. So next week I will be going through and starting with the drums, and it's different. I know everyone has different mix techniques. I definitely start with the drums, like a lot of people in electronic, and like drums, bass. And I'm gonna go through different mix techniques and all that next week. So I'm preparing the tracks for that. What I'm doing today. Some of these still need the little transitions like that right there. This riser. Needs to be finished. Let's check out this bar 16, how it transitions into 17. Needs to have like a filter. Let's see, I started right here. This thing, maybe not right. That's kind of good as a first transition because it's kind of like simple and it drops you into the track. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but that was kind of a cool effect. So we go. Now, I'm going to save that for the second drop. So let's fix everything I just did. And I'm going to fix this. I'm going to go right back into like, jump right back up. Delete that. This. That. Work with all the transitions. Bar 32. That. All right, so it's missing the breakdown. Work on that. Missing everything else here. Riser, let's go in here. It's bar 48. I don't like this sweep thing here. I'm gonna put that just up front. I think the vocal chop. Those could definitely be better. I'll get it for you, Natalis. I keep forgetting that I should be reposting that everywhere. Let's see, I got it right here. Yeah, so like I was saying, that spreadsheet will be updated next week heavily. And by the end of this, so by the end of this month, what's cool about that spreadsheet is it's going to have all the official remix packs for the collabs, if you want to look at it like that. So that'll be neat. Because right now, though, it's like the versions of the sample packs that are on there right now were from like 4 or 5 weeks ago at this point, and the songs have changed drastically. So I feel bad because I didn't really stay on top of that, although this was kind of a test. But I have some plans for next season of how I'm going to do that. But anyways, it's more of a great resource for after it's all over too, because then it's kind of like a archive and remix packs and all that stuff. But all the notes, all those notes are fresh. I've been putting fresh notes on that spreadsheet. Let me open it up. Those are things that I need to work on and have been working on. Actually, I knocked out a lot of this stuff this morning and yesterday morning, but I'll be adding much stuff on. Really, a lot of this stuff is a lot of these notes are down to myself. Originally, these notes were for like the other producers jumping on, giving them like suggestions on like what the tracks needed and stuff. Now these notes are acting more like what do I need to do to finish these tracks, which is fun. But all this will be updated at the end. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Oh, wait till you hear Collab 7. I'll probably pull up Collab 7. I kind of did a bunch of stuff to Collab 7. Although it's never too late. It kind of. I'm not gonna say it's too late but I know you were working on Collab 7. But if you can send me something and I can fit it into the song, I'll still try it. Because we got 2 more weeks. We got the rest of this month, so it's not too late. But if anything doesn't get used this month, this week or this season. What am I trying to say? This month, this season. Let's use it for next season for sure, and just kind of adapt it and evolve it. But I did work on Collab 7 because the deadline was drawing near. And I wanted to have all these songs written by the end of this week. So I did jump on Collab 7. Wait till you hear it. I'll play it for you. But send me what you come up with if you still come up with something in time. And we'll see what we can do with it. All right. So let me render this demo out. We'll jump over to Collab 7 right after this one so we can hear it. Okay. Control R Season 3. Collab 1, Season 1. I'm like so dyslexic and it's showing right now. Collab 3, Season 1, Pre-Master. Gotta slow down is what I gotta do. Yeah, so I'll get these pre-masters rendered out today, and I'm gonna go mess around with them. I also ran them through Ozone's like the auto analyzer thing, and it kind of give me a rough idea of like what's crazy about the tracks and stuff, and I use that as a reference. I have a lot of different little reference tricks. Natalie is saying wrote a basic baseline that transfers to other stuff, but now I'm just working on sound design for the stuff already there. Honestly, it's not really too late for that track because I feel like if you're writing it for the track, I can still plug it in, during the mix downs next week and stuff. So don't feel rushed or whatever. Just have fun with it. But yeah, I just don't want anyone to ever feel like, oh, I didn't get it in time and all that stuff, because we can always just adapt it, like you were saying, like into something for another project. All right, so rendered out that pre-master. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're gonna jump over to 7. It changed quite a bit. This track now sounds like a mashup more than it's a collab. I say that because like it sounded like one track already, and then Super Z Russell jumped in on it. I put a lot of Super Z Russell samples on it, and those samples sounded like a track on their own for the most part. And then I blended the two together to basically make this mashup sounding track, titled Venom. Still, let's see. I'll fit whatever you send me into it still. There's room to fit some stuff. I need to work on some of these parts, but here it is. I can swap some sounds out too if I have to. Venom. Yeah, so some parts are basically the way it was, and then I just added all that other stuff in. This drop over here still needs to be worked on, and all this rise up and all this stuff. I could definitely fit some stuff in if you were to send me some more stuff. So. Oh, for sure. I'm like, get my mics on here. I'll stop the music for a second and adjust the chat. Hey, thanks, God, for following on Twitch. I was noticing that we were at like 299, and I was like, oh wow, we're almost at 300, and so that was a pretty cool compliment, and that's great. So I'm happy that it was you, because that's cool. Now, Liz, I will definitely send you my FLP. As soon as I log off here, let me probably clean it up a little bit before I send it. It's a little bit of a mess, but I'll send it to you. And yeah, forgot what else I was gonna say. God's saying just made an account on Twitch a few days ago. Yeah, I mean, you're on D Live quite a bit, aren't you? Just watching people play games and stuff. Twitch just has basically the same thing. A lot. I was with Twitch since way back. I'm not gonna say when Twitch first became Twitch, but the thing is, Twitch used to also be Justin TV. If anyone knows the history of Twitch, which is crazy, because Justin TV is basically the guy Justin's the guy that made everything, started this whole thing, is the guy that live streamed his life. Anyways, he made a live stream platform, and people started streaming games, as I understand it, and the games became so popular that they broke off and made Twitch as a gaming stream platform, and that blew up. Justin TV never blew up necessarily, but I was streaming back on music production on Justin TV and Twitch, right, way back in the day, and they reached out to me, and they were like featured me on their homepage and everything, and they were like, "Hey, we like what you're doing and stuff." They took a screenshot of my FL Studio and they put it in their logo, like their is like said creative. It was like the creative category for streaming, and like had different, each letter had like a different picture in it, and the C was a screenshot of my FL Studio. That was funny. Anyways, that was way back in the day, 2012 or something. Like, I don't know when I was working on that, and I kind of slowed down. Now I'm back at it through the Twitch, so I'm like, I really like Twitch. Hey, God knows about Justin TV. That's cool. Yeah, that's when I was first turned on a lot of this live stream stuff. I mean, I was really turned on by watching Deadmau5 back in the day, watching his streams, and some other producers do some streams, and then I was like, I want to stream. But I took big breaks trying to figure out some other stuff. All right, appreciate that. Yeah, Natalie, I will definitely send this to you, and we will try to fit any samples that you come up with in here, because like that's what I like to do. It's really fun for me to try to just fit samples into projects and stuff and make it work, because it's always that thrill of like it sounding like amazing, you know what I mean? Like when you drop a couple samples together and it just being like the best thing ever, happy accident style production. I'm always open to that. So even this track sounds like it's complete or whatever, if someone send me some more samples for it, I want to test them out, because it could be like, especially for this part right here, some other sound design like to be layered in here for one, or swapped out. So you're using the same MIDI. Natalie's using the same MIDI because they got the MIDI for this. So that's the way that works. Anyway, so let me render this one out. Brenda. Control R. Rendering all the pre-masters. Collab 7, Season 1, pre-master. Save. Export. I drop all the pre-masters into a blank project. I open Ozone up. Ozone 8 is the version I got. And I start analyzing the tracks like that, using some of the tools built into Ozone, and also just use my ears. I drop a lot of reference tracks into the project also, from like some of my favorite artists, and just artists within the genres that match the tracks that we're trying to reference. And just start getting a really good idea of, like, I do that before I even start mixing. I get a really idea of like, okay, where are these tracks at? But the thing is, that's because I've already been mixing, all along. I mix as I produce, so they're close. So save this file. Go to 8. We did 1, 2, 3. We did 7 to 8. Get all confused here. 8. I'm just rendering out the pre-masters. So I'm gonna jump through these, render these out. Listen to a little bit of them. I like this one. I worked on this one a lot. I had some problems with it last week, so I worked on those issues. They're not bothering me anymore. Shortened it. This is the shortest track on the album now. EP. What are we gonna call this? Honestly, I just call it a playlist because that's all we're really releasing is a playlist. But we can call it whatever. Okay, let's play this. This is the Anxiety stack. It's like 6 producers on this track. They all need like some right here. This one's fine for the most part, but it needs some stuff right here, right where that breaks. Usually you start with like an impact sample, a down sweep, something like that. You know, it goes. But this one kind of works because it just drops off. But I'm still gonna add something there. But I'm gonna add some stuff here. This is gonna be like some sweeps, some white noise, a little crash, splash, little thing, kick drum maybe. It's gonna start building up. I was trying to make, sorry to keep cutting it off for those that just want to hear it, but I've been trying to work on this transition here because every time I hear it, I keep thinking the song's about to end, but then it drops into the second part of this. And that's, you know, that's a common thing that happens when you're producing music, and you really got to make sure like each transition feels like it's either A, going to lead into something else, or B, it's going to end. And for some reason, it sounds like an ending. I kind of worked on it. That's why I added this weird little drum beat thing there and did a little switch up there. It works, I guess, for the most part. So that's what I'm working on, this main transition here. And then this is just going to end the track. Basically, it's like a repeat of the first part here. A little different. Right here. There... No, but I know that there are some crazy stuff that gets streamed on Twitch. So this is the motif of the track, like the callback from this part, the hook. I love, what does this sound like right here? What is this, like something like crying? It's like a whale. Shmagod saying, have you seen the niggas on Twitch? No, I haven't seen that. Although I don't watch many streams outside of music production and some Hearthstone being played, some tournaments being played, but for the most part, I haven't watched. But I see on YouTube these compilation videos of these crazy Twitch things that happen. I see that stuff. And this is, I think this. Yeah, it sounds like Decepticons from the Transformers robot. It has like a metallic, like metal scraping against itself. Something huge, like lifting up, like the Iron Giant or something. Yeah. Let's render this pre-master out. Control S, Control R. This one doesn't have a master. Just overwrite. Control. I'm on Windows. Thanks, Natalis. Yeah, it's a style that I like. It's not the only stuff I listen to, but it's a style that I like, which reminds me more of like from like if yours was like to compare it to like what would be in like the metal and the rock world and the Hearthstone. This is just like some more industrial style stuff. That reminds me of some stuff back in the day I used to play, even in my band and stuff. Grungy mixed with like metal, mixed with dark, mixed with experimental. Modern artist that this reminds me of is like a producer like Getter, and maybe a little like Sudden Death and stuff like that. But I like this style, even though it's not everyone's cup of tea. I like the space. I'm also a minimalist producer, so that'll probably shine through in a lot of my tracks, and people will think like, oh, it's not really done. That's just because I'm a minimalist at heart, and I like to leave space. But I could agree that a lot of my tracks are a little empty, for sure. especially on the build-ups, the breaks, and the transitions. And I'm gonna work on that, making them fuller. I don't like to just stack a bunch of samples. Like, oh, it needs a riser. I don't like to just throw in a bunch of sweeps and risers and call it. I don't like that. I like to kind of like really get each instrument to play its part to make the feel happen. Kind of thing. Did I render that? I rendered that. All right, so open. Now we'll go. Okay, we did 1, 2, and 3. We'll do 4. This is track 4 is another one just like this one here, but it's a different style. Track 4 is the drum and bass one, but it's similar to the fact that it's just experimental sounds, weird noise, and then stuff like this. This one's even more just noise turned into a track. I like this one a lot here. This is a collab 4 started by Zandit. This one too. I never sent the Discord message out. My bad. This doesn't ding anyone anyways because I've been posting the Discord messages on this thread. And you have to be following the thread to get those notifications, but it's still good to post. Sorry about that though. Click that. A little hour late, but I posted it. Which brings me to the halftime announcement. It's halftime. Dun, dun, dun. Now it's just gonna take my headphones off to rest my ears for a second and just remind everyone a few of the things we have going on. We have the Feedback Friday live stream that happens. I'm going to stop calling it Feedback Friday because it only happens on the last Friday of the month right now. So what do you call that? Last Friday. It's Feedback Last Friday coming up. We're going to be picking tracks from the members and talking about them. That's on our YouTube stream only. We don't, unfortunately, do that on the Twitch because our co-leader streams that, and they just stream on YouTube. So that's the way that goes down. Diana will be streaming that. Feedback coming up last Friday. We want to gather the tracks now because we're not gathering just tracks for immediate feedback. We're gathering neat songs that we can talk about that spark conversation, as in like, hey, this is a great track, but notice how this track is a little repetitive and this and blah blah. And then we go into like conversation about tracks that are repetitive and how do we fix it and things like this, and then sparks conversation about other things. And the tracks the tracks that we do pick are gonna have multiple points of interest and conversation starting kind of thing. So we'll be selecting tracks all month. Put it that way. We're selecting tracks all month. Diana, I and Radium will be selecting tracks basically, and then the three of us host a stream on that last Friday live when we go around and we listen to tracks live on stream, and we encourage people to give feedback. So that's happening. Other announcements, of course, is about the collabs. Next week we're gonna be doing the same thing. So it's Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, but we're gonna be working on the mix down. So as I've been saying. And then October, just to go ahead and start promoting season 2, October 4th, that's the first Monday, the first week of October is when we're going to start season 2. When I'm really excited about season 2 because as I keep saying, I don't know if there's going to be a season 3 and a season 4. I'm not, just going to start forecasting that far ahead. I'm not going to start getting that excited, but I did get excited enough with this whole thing that I wanted to do a season 2 and finish out this year 2021 doing that. So I kind of forecasted, just like looked ahead and was like, okay, we'll start season 2 October 4th and we'll just do the same thing, spend the same amount of time basically and build up another 8-9 tracks or something and have season 2. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about it, and there's a lot of room there for people to jump on that if y'all didn't get in this season, you can do next season. Jump in and start some fresh tracks or jump in on some of the other tracks. Honestly, to be honest, there's already some tracks. There's basically a lot of the tracks are already started, and from OG members and new members. Full Mana, everybody's favorite. No, I don't know if it's everybody's favorite. Full Mana and another everybody's favorite, Minty Miss, Bacon Cat. Old time members, favorites of the communities and good members. I don't know which. Everybody's equal here is what I'm trying to say. But anyways, Full Mana is jumping in on it for those that know Full Mana and their music, which is just really good. I'm a big fan of Full Mana. And as I am a Bacon Cat, aka Minty Miss, they're both working on some stuff, and hopefully I'll get those for season 2, along with a bunch of other producers that you're going to recognize from the community and past competitions and challenges. Season 2, October 4th, starting. All right, and again, it's always going to be Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, as far as I know, because it's the best time for me. My creative and energy levels are at a decent at a decent level at this time, and just got the free time. So. Synthwave is Fox Galaxy's bringing the synthwave to season 2. I'm excited for some different genre twists for sure, and I kind of take it on myself to, even if someone just sends me a bunch of dubstep rhythm stuff, for me to kind of like get creative with it and like mix genres together. Oh yeah, Fox Galaxy. Just another shout out to Fox Galaxy. It's their birthday, so happy birthday, Fox Galaxy. Did you get FL Studio All Plugin Edition? It took me years to finally buy the all plugin edition. I kept buying this individual plugins one at a time, and I went to go buy the transient processor. I was like, I really need that transient processor now. So I went to go buy that just the other day. This one. And it's like $50 or something or more. I can't remember how much it was. 50 US dollars. And I was like, for just the transient processor, like I'm just so tired of paying full price for the plugins when I should have bought the all plugin edition a long time ago. So that's what I did. Instead of buying the transient processor for whatever they were trying to charge me, I bought the all plugin edition. That's what I got me for your birthday, Fox. But I had to finally get it. You know, I'm using FL like crazy now, every day, live stream. I teach it professionally, basically private lessons, all that stuff. So it's like about time that I had the all plugin edition. And ever since I got it, I just really feel power. Have the power. Started gonna start diving into some of those plugins I never had before, armor and stuff like that. Even Toxic Biohazard, the also hideous Toxic Biohazard. You know what it is? Like, people always say Toxic Biohazard looks so crazy and so weird, but honestly, this look is almost coming back around with the whole like 90s and early 2000s creep up again. You know, the whole 25-year cycle, whatever they call it. It's not that hideous if you ask me. It's just it's almost like, nostalgic cool now. But this has always got a bad rap for just being a hideous looking plugin. I think it looks kind of cool. Anyways, I finally got some access to that one. It's an FM, and it has a built-in step sequencer or something built into it, arpeggio, all this stuff built into it. Okay, did I reopen this? I feel like I messed this project up. Foxy Galaxy saying the bundles on ImageLine are really great. Yeah, when I bundled and got the full, all the plugins basically bundled, it brought that processor, the transient processor, down to $18 US. So I don't know, it was more than half off buying it all like that. So I was like, kind of just like, why didn't I do it like that? Because I really did. I bought quite a few of the plugins by themselves. I bought Gross Beat without a discount. A few of them I probably got around the holidays and got some discounts maybe here and there, but a lot of them I didn't. And like Gross Beat, I bought the video player. I bought, I mean, it's not that bad. Honestly, I got some of them. They gave away New Tone and Pitcher for free when those first came out. I don't know if those are still free or what. Maybe they are. But these, they just gave them to me when they first came out. It was probably free for everyone, a producer edition. All right, we're not this. We'll save the FL segments for future shows. We'll definitely have an FL segment one. What I am going to do on stream in the future, for those that might be curious and interested about this, me ever doing this, is I'm actually learning Ableton for no other reason than to teach it. That's kind of weird. I learned it first to teach it, but I teach FL Studio, and I have for a long time, like private lessons style thing, and like one-on-one kind of lesson. And I have to pass up a lot of students that just want to learn Ableton or learn other DAWs even. And I've tried to teach like just general music production, but it doesn't really work if you're not teaching the DAW that they want to learn. So that inspired me to learn Ableton inside and out. And I'm not an Ableton hater by any means. I love it. I love all the DAWs, but probably my two favorite DAWs in the world are definitely FL Studio and Ableton for sure. I think they're just genius. Genius. Am I talking too much? 6 o'clock. Okay, it's 6 p.m. Let's get back into this. So this is the drum and bass track. The one started by Zenit. Basically a drum and bass track. It's 174 BPM. Really cool. Play in 3, 2, 1. Need a little intro here. Little build up. Whoop, 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 whoop. reverse bell. I added those little chuck 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 chuck. This is like a noise drum and bass track. These are probably the most like cliche thing here. Oh, I'm still working with this. I'm gonna filter that with some high pass, low pass, the other kind of sweeps, band pass maybe. I don't know. And I'm gonna add some reverb and build it up. And it's gonna start building up here. Typical style drum and bass build up. All this is blank and needs little parts. These little things I'm pointing out that I keep out of blank is just literally things I'm gonna be working on like tonight, Saturday, and even into next week just to finish off the songs. But it's like I hear it, so I call it out, and it's kind of like further implanted into my brain. That's what I need to do. Not only do I know it, I've now mentioned it to y'all that I need to do that. I need to fill this in with some more interesting stuff on this drop. Bar 75. Let me see. Aha, we did that the other day. I like that. All right, this is like the callback from the first drop. And I'm gonna add some other variation here. I'm just gonna end. All right, so pretty cool. Let me render this one out. This one's never had a pre-master yet. Render. I accidentally have cut remainder on. Oh well, these aren't the official renders, so it's okay. So who here has a SoundCloud? I say that like I'm like gonna get a lot of responses. I know I probably won't, but anyways, who here has a SoundCloud Pro account or pays for SoundCloud Pro or even the other one like Unlimited or whatever? And rhetorical question: do y'all ever use the update the file feature? Like you can go on there if you pay for the membership, you can actually replace your audio file. I don't know how many people actually do that, but that's something I've done for years on my tracks. Which is also, it's not necessarily the best thing when you just never really finish a track, but I've released tracks and have gone back many times and years later and updated the audio file to a better mix or a better master or a better version, or sometimes a completely different version, if I'm being honest. And it keeps the track in the same spot with the same amount of plays, the same amount of comments, and everything. And just say that. I think it's a really unique feature of SoundCloud. I know other places might have it, but SoundCloud just lets you do it. Anyways, why I bring that up is because that's where we're posting these tracks is on SoundCloud. And the reason why I'm like not super worried about everything being perfect, is because I know I can always go and update the tracks, and I will. I will probably be updating these tracks in the future as I feel like working on them. I feel like fixing things and having fun with them. So yes, I mean, not to say that the official versions won't be the official versions, but just the cool thing about it being a SoundCloud playlist and a SoundCloud project is that I do have that ability. And so if something's not perfect and it becomes perfect maybe a little later, like a month or two or a couple weeks after we release it, we can still update it. We can still fix it. It's okay. All right, so we rendered that. pre-master out. Let's open up the next collab. We've already rendered 1, 2, and 3, 7, 4, 7, and 8. So we gotta do 5 and 6. Spent like a lot of time this morning listening to my hard drive spin, or I don't think it's a hard drive. I don't know what it is. Just like putting my ear up to my computer and hearing it make different noises as like I opened up different projects and like loading different projects, and as it renders tracks. And I shouldn't be doing that because a lot of those noises are normal. Some of them I'm like, have I ever heard that before? You know, I don't know if anyone's ever done that. It's like now once I hear the sound, I keep thinking I hear it all the time. Like I'll load up FL Studio and you don't hear much. You'll hear like a little fan noise. Then I load the project in and I hear this extra noise, like zzz, like buzzing. And I'm like, is that a fan? Is it the hard drive? And it doesn't. The bigger the project, the louder it is too. So it's kind of weird. I don't know. I spent a lot of time this morning freaking out about that. What's wrong with my computer? Trying not to think about it. The sound's probably always been there, and I've never noticed it. Okay, so this is Collab. Really like this track as well. I like all the tracks. That's why I'm excited about the project. They've been a lot of fun to work on. But this one, as all of them do, they need a lot. This one needs a lot of work too. All right, KP, Kitsune Power, and Mr. Fox track. It's like a feel-good track. I like it. Risers, build up, things, switch up, second drop. So pretty much, as like it's like pointing out, every track has the same issue that I kind of overlooked. I mean, like I didn't overlook, but I skipped over as I was working on all these, which is like the breakdown, build up, second drop. So even though next week's a lot of the mixing, I'll probably still be writing some of the parts. The bass needs to filter out here. Like the high pass. I mean low pass probably. So this is so where the lead kicks in finally here with the full lead in, this is the KP lead. The bass needs to like the high end, the top end of the bass needs to like filter down to just the lows, I think. I can do like something like that. Yeah, I like this track. I like that the people that are collabing, you know, I always don't know what they're gonna think of it when I send it back to them in the demo of it, and I end up mashing their song up with someone else's song, and it kind of just becomes something new. I like that so far. Everyone has told me they like the tracks, so they sound good, and they like, and they get them excited about the project or whatever. So far, you know, I'm basing the success of this project on that, on those merits alone. Like, you know, the people that are collabing happy with it or whatever. But, and I'm not trying to be too much perfectionist because I normally am. So I'm just kind of like, me, I like the way these sound, don't get me wrong, but if this was normal me producing on like one of my songs that I thought was going to make me famous one day, I'd be over perfecting it, every meticulous little detail, and I'm just not going to do that with these. I just refuse to get locked into these, and just ruin the songs by like never finishing them, that whole thing. But the more you produce, the better you get too. So I mean, I know I'm not like the best producer or anything, but one thing that's going to help me is producing all these tracks for season 1 and season 2, and in such a quick time, and every day, not missing a beat, and everyone holding me accountable. I'm happy because my skills should go up a little. I would think so. I don't know. So I'm excited for that. Level up. Hey, look at this track. Misses this project right here is missing track 1, 2, and 3. That's crazy. Some of these are pretty minimal. Some of them are using every track, and some of them are it has a lot of room for some other little things. Could be better. All right, let's render this one out. Remaster. I got all these rendered here in the next. We're almost got these rendered. We'll probably just go ahead and start playing around with them in Ozone. See what it sounds like. I see 3 people on the spreadsheet. Sorry that it's not updated. I feel bad. The spreadsheet's not really that cool right now because all these sample packs are out of date. Just save this spreadsheet and refer to it in the future. It will have different things, better things. It'll have all the updated samples is what I'm trying to say. And I'll have the latest, like the official releases there, the pre-masters, the masters, all that stuff will be there in the project. All right, we rendered that one. Let's open up the next one. File open. I ended up really liking this one too, because this one was having some problems. It ended up becoming really nice. It's probably one of the most different tracks on the whole project. Date modified. That's what I like. Collab 6, Young Outsider, OKRJ, and now has Jazzerato, aka Miro from the community. Saxophone player. All right, this track's let's see, 22. It's exactly 2 minutes. Perfect. Hey, I posted this video again today, actually on Instagram. I wasn't going to do that, but then I realized I liked the way this sounded better than the original version. I had it on there. I went ahead and post that. That's good for promo. Notice I've got some things here that are going to bug me. I won't do it now, but I'm going to have to update all this. Oh. Okay, this is also not color-coded. Oh, well, let's not worry about that right now. I don't do that on stream. Don't do it. Okay, let's play this. I'll sit here and bore everyone to death by color-coding. Guess I could do it right now. Work on those rises. This is not done, but I'm gonna build like this huge riser thing right here. Yeah. All right, let's render that one out. I was working on that today too. Let's see. Why is this project such a mess? I got things here. Collab 6, the version 2 of that. All right, so that's all the pre-masters. Let's drop the pre-masters into a blank project. Open up Ozone. See what some limiting. I'm not one of those producers that mix into a limiter like a lot of people do, which is nothing right. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't mix into a limiter, so I have no clue what these sound like really into a smash into a limiter yet. So that's always fun for me. Yeah, I'm gonna hear things I need to change, but I go back and fix it in the mix and all that stuff. But so you hear these with a little bit of mastering, nothing serious. So empty. Oh, stretch. Okay. Empty project. Blank canvas. First, I'll open Ozone 8. No reason to upgrade to Ozone 9 because I like hardly use Ozone 8, but I would like to have it. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use the master assistant and to see what some of these some of this. Anyways, let's start dropping. I'm gonna open. Okay, I'm gonna detach this so I can move it over to the other window. This, and I'm gonna open up the Ulean loudness meter to like analyze some of this. All right, detach that, and I'm gonna open up span. Do some other analyzing. This Windows. All right, and then maybe like that's probably good. Like that. In here. Open up the files. Collab 1 Season 1 Pre-Master. First, I'm just going to play this real quick and just kind of make sure all my plugins are working over here. I'm hearing stuff already that I want to fix with those chords. Too much high in them. There's some harsh frequencies in there. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed. We haven't done mix down yet, so I don't know why I'm even doing this right now. I just was curious. Next week's mix downs, as I keep reminding everyone, and after we do mix downs, this will be a lot. These will sound a lot better. But what I am going to do, add a pretty balance right here, so I can turn down this volume and not blast anyone's ear for a second. I'm going to run the master assistant on some of these. Let's see how crazy it sounds. So first we got to find a spot to loop. We'll like just loop this here. It doesn't really matter if it's perfect loop. Anyway, so I'll loop that. I'm gonna turn down the volume on this master balance. Hit master assistant on Ozone streaming services. Next, I'm gonna hit play on FL Studio. I have it turned down. I shouldn't blast this. So it's doing all its stuff, analyzing dynamic range, setting dynamic. The reason why I do this is because all of a sudden it will open your eyes up to like kind of like even visually like how bad your song is with the EQ adjustments that it does to your track. Like check this out, it's gonna be crazy. Or not, I don't know how crazy is it gonna be. I think it's gonna be crazy. Let's look at the EQ. Not that crazy, but look how much it boosted our sub. Understandable, but that just tells us right now when I go back into that project and get ready for the mix and everything, like boom, I got a perfect screenshot here of the EQ, like what the adjustments they made. We got too much high frequencies in that track. That's why they put it down here. This is the same people that make tonal balance control. So, and this, you know, they use a lot of the same technology here. So, and you know, you adjust it to ear, but when it's usually like drastic adjustments here, what I like is how it didn't do anything to the mids. That means our track is sounding pretty good in the mids. This is an easy one to fix. Lower the high frequencies a little with some EQs and boost all the subs to make them sound boomy or amazing and all that stuff like that, or work the kick or something. We could fix this. All right. They turned off the dynamics. They usually do that with me. These are nice that they picked these out, and these are some problem areas. These are resonant frequencies that like build up. What's cool is this fixes it for the most part. A lot of times I will just use Ozone here to fix the resonant frequencies, but this is something that, you know, can also be fixed in the mix. And this is one of those mastering tools that's just really nice. Like, it's gonna dynamically push down these frequencies when they get too hot, basically. And then let's see what it did on the maximizer. It put it on IRC 5 or 4. IRC 4 transient this style. I don't know everything about this, but it usually does put it down here on this one. But that's cool. And it's got this transient emphasizer boosted a little to make it even something stuff more snappy. And the character, this little character thing pushed a little stuff here. You know, I haven't really tested a lot of these to see which one and how I like a lot of this, but I just like to trust it, you know, whatever. If it sounds good, it is good. And then I go make changes in the mix is what I normally do. I keep making changes in the mix until I come back here, and like a lot of this is like not so drastic. It's like not doing such crazy things. Anyways, let's listen to this now that it's pre-mastered it. I mean, it auto-mastered it. Oh yeah, and I boost the threshold a little louder. Who doesn't like loud trap? And we had nothing. Can I turn off the balance thing? I'm gonna EQ those chord stabs. Subs need more compression. I can do it here. Notice how much bassier this track got with this EQ boost here. Nice. That's. Hey, we can update those demos on the spreadsheet right now. Let's do that. So if I just hit Control R on this. That little thing. That's bothering me. All right. Yeah, very nice. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna render this out. I'm also gonna screenshot all these so I know what to work on when I go back. I like that. Best way to screenshot. There's a way to save these. Forgetting how. You can also save the magic stuff, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm gonna open the snippet tool. Snippet. New ozone. Snippet tool. Don't hit the whole thing. All right, files, save as. I'm just going to mix EQ reference. EQ reference track 1. So save that. And when I go back into the project, I can kind of look at this picture and the frequencies and stuff where they're at, and just kind of like figure out what in the track is not. You could just go and apply this EQ curve to the master track and FL Studio, but I don't like to do that. I want to go individually into the tracks separately, like the bass and the highs and stuff, and carve out what's really causing the problem. Like these highs being dipped here, it's probably caused just from the hi-hats probably alone. I mean, it could just be one element causing that. You don't need to dip it from everything just because. So I go figure out that out. And then the same with the subs here. You know, we can go make the subs sound better without just boosting the lows on everything. I use that as a reference. You could just save this FL, this save preset as. You can save this preset, go open it up in there, close this up, and then there's so many different things you can do. All right, so save that picture, and then I'm going to render this export wave. I'm going to save it right to that spreadsheet, so it should update pretty much immediately. I go to MPA samples online, the community collab demos, season 1, collab 1, season 1. I have to name all these Guild Fox Galaxy Super Z Relo BTCS. Let's put a new date on it. 10/9/21. I was gonna update those demos now, I guess. Got another 20-25 minutes of the live stream. I'm gonna run this master assistant on each track though too, so see how long this takes. It's rendering, even though I can't see it. It does that weird thing where sometimes it doesn't show you, and then sometimes it does. I don't know why it doesn't. So that's rendered. Okay. And I don't know if I could. Got an idea. So I'll save. So then I'm gonna save this project as. Go here. Let's go collab. I'll just do a temporary. Let's save this project as. Hold on. MPA projects online. MPA community collab season 1. I'll just open it. I'll make a folder for masters. Season 1. Okay. And then this is collab 1. Season 1. Alright. Collab 1 season 1 master. I'm gonna save this here. I'm gonna save as a separate one, so all this stuff stays in here, and then I'm just gonna that way I can save that. Save as again. Click here and do collab 2 season 1. And this one we'll delete this one. Drop it next. Remaster from collab 2. Zoom in here. Give a little bit of a inch. Hey, thanks, Scott. Yeah, I think you were you were number 300, so appreciate it. I saw that right before we started that we had 299, and I was happy about that because those all came within the since we started. Not all of them came since I started this stream, but most of those came since I started this stream 8 weeks ago. Maybe a little bit before that, and then another good chunk of them, like 40 or maybe it was like 60, came beforehand from the community. But it was neat to see it grow from 60 to 300 that quick, and I want to just use this chance to thank everyone that's been watching the streams and following and watching the replays, and definitely everyone that's been participating in the collabs. The reason why I'm thanking y'all is because I'm having a blast. It's a lot of fun for me. I never know what samples are going to get sent to me, and and I just enjoy producing with samples anyways like that. So it's just a lot of fun. And it's good for the community, and it's good for I don't know. I just like it a lot. It's just going to be good for our music too. Okay, collab 2 season 2. Let's do the same thing with this one. So let's open up this. I'm gonna take the fruity balance, turn it back on because this just lowers the volume. Because the thing is, when you run the auto master assistant, the volume sometimes jumps up really loud, really quick, and it hurt. Like it could be too. It can break. Sounds like a buster speaker, and then it jumps back down. So I figured that out, and now I was like safeguard against that. And you got to pick a part of the song that's like the loudest, has everything going on. That was the same mastering chain. That was the same. Yeah, just turn everything off. Play this. Maybe over here. This song's pretty balanced. Maybe we do like this. I don't like to leave any of this stuff when it's doing the auto assistant ozone because I don't want it to get confused at that part when all the drums break out. So I always find just like something like that. Drums and bass going. And just have it like looping. Doesn't matter. I don't think ozone cares that it's not a perfect loop. It's not looking for that. It's just looking for the peaks and everything. You don't want it to get confused. So, I mean, I don't know exactly how it works, but that's my theory on it. All right, turned off the volume. It's master assistant, streaming, next, play. Analyzing audio. In setting equalizer to adjust spectral balance. Analyzing dynamic range. Bypassing dynamic, no extreme dynamic range detected. That's why it does that. Setting maximizer's threshold to hit target loudness. Analyzing maximizer frequency dependent gain reduction. Setting dynamic EQ to improve maximizer transparency. Every time I've ever done this auto assistant thing, master assistant, it's always bypassed dynamic range because I just don't have dynamic range. No drastic dynamic range. Oops. All right. That could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. For EDM, it's just fine. It means because I fix it all in the mix. It doesn't need to do any control here. Basically is what that means. But okay, so listen to this one. Let's look at the EQ. So this tells me like it's got some major problems. And that's not just the drums. I think this is probably the synths and everything too. Gotta figure out what's causing this. It's got too much bass. Not enough all these high mids. It's a real smooth curve. take a picture of this one. Stop that for a second. Snippet tool. Nice snippet. New. Like, all right, file, save as, track 2. Does anyone else ever do something like this? I don't own like Total Balance Control or any of those other, those really nice plugins Isotope makes. It's the only Isotope thing I really got. But, it's a lot of the same technology they use for this master system. But Tonal Balance Control basically does a lot of this kind of for me if I had it all running through my project. I could also run Ozone on my mastering chain in the actual project, but it has like such huge latency when you do that. And I don't like to have any latency because I play my MIDI controllers and keyboards and stuff when I make a music. So I took that picture there. I'll render out this demo. Hey, I'll render out the demos after. I don't want to bore anyone with it rendering here. Let me just save this. So we took the snapshot. I saved this as Collab 2. Already did that. Override it. And save another version. We'll make Collab 3. We're making a separate project for each one of those and saving the Ozone preset in each one so I can refer back to it when I get the new mix, the new pre-master done. So Collab 3 Season 1. Save this. Drag. All right. Collab 3 pre-master. The shorter track. First thing I'll do is just erase all this. So we can do a new master assistant. Turn this back on. Let's find the lattice part of the track again. Probably do right here. I'm gonna loop the part of your track that you have like the most going on. It's kind of the most important part. That'll work. This master assistant streaming. Just repeating the same steps over and over here, but this is gonna be good. Good for the project. We gotta get this done. Setting max. I don't know when I'll finally make the purchase of tonal balance control, but I don't. My computer. I mean, my computer's all right, but I'm already complaining about making weird noises. I don't. I like my projects to run smooth, and like I've experimented with some of those. Honestly, I haven't tried it on my new computer, so it probably runs just fine. But last time I was trying a lot of those. What is it? Next Neutron or whatever those all you put like all the different mix buses and all this stuff. My computer couldn't handle it, so it kind of scared me away from it, honestly. But put the CPU up there for sure. All right, let's check out what it did to this track now. Got the equalizer. See, this is what I mean when crazy. I don't like this at all. Like, highs are too low, too much highs, not enough mids, and there's not enough lows. But way at the very bottom, this track's got problems. According to Ozone, it's got problems. Could be the best sounding track ever. What does Ozone know? All right, let's see. What is this weird intro? Oh, I need to cut this. That's why. This track's got problems. They sound a lot better when I run them through this, though, for sure. We're not going to notice the problems because of all these adjustments, but if we were to go back and compare this version to the other version without it, we would notice all this stuff pretty much immediately now, once you see it. All right, let's play this. it fixes a lot of the mistakes, but it's not fixing them in the best way, you know. And I don't like it fixed like this, as I keep saying. 'Cause when I go back to the mix, it's not going to sound like this. And when I'm working on the mix, I want it to sound as good as I can get it. You know, I want to be like, I don't like working on the mix like, oh, the fix it in the master. Like, I hate that feeling. Like, oh yeah, there's not enough mids in this, but it's okay. I'll boost it in the master. Then you're sitting there playing with like a weak bass the whole time. It's like, who wants to play with a weak bass? You know, you might as well get your sound sounding right in the mix, and then enjoy like the production process with proper sounds, not try to fix that stuff in the master. I look forward to our new podcast style stream we're going to be doing on the last Friday of each month with the feedback, because it's also going to talk about other things, and we're going to go into open discussion, because I know Diana's got a lot of opinions, so I'm sure that they're going to talk a lot. And I'll do some talking as well, and reading everything. We'll have some guest hosts and stuff too. Dun, 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 listen to the second part. I need to filter out those vocal chops and make them, they're just too repetitive. I don't want to play the whole things right now because I'm just trying to get these tracks, get through these eggs. I'm going to take these pictures and then start mixing. I don't want to really listen to these too much with this, like the way they sound with this. Because these are pointing out the problems. We don't want to. We want to go fix the problems. My snippet tool back. We don't want to listen to the problems. We want to fix the problem. Right, save as. Track 3. So far, track 1 had the easiest, gonna be the easiest one to fix. Save as, create a project for collab 4. Alright, we'll delete this, delete that, delete that. Collab 4. Right there. Find a little spot to loop. These sounds, some of these sounds are gonna, you know, trigger Ozone to like do some crazy EQ adjustments, and then those EQ adjustments are gonna just like not necessarily be the best thing for the other sound. These sounds are all over the place. Maybe I'll just do this first little part here. Even though this bass sound only happens one time in the whole song. Yeah, I mean, if I was to do this master assistant at different parts of the song, I think it would make drastically different EQ adjustments, I'm sure, but I don't know. I mean, let's try it out. Okay, pretty balanced. Mute this thing. Master assistant. I don't know if I'm doing anything this weekend on stream. If I do some virtual reality music production stuff, as I like to do on the weekends, I'll try to stream it. Sometimes the streaming I always start streaming before I'm actually done, before I'm actually really ready to sit. Like, because a lot of that VR music production stuff, I'm experimenting, I'm setting stuff up that I think's gonna work, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. I want to show people, so I start streaming, and then I realize like I need to put more time into setting up the project. I'm trying to set up a trance style, like a whole bunch of arpeggios. So when I'm inside of VR and I'm triggering the instruments and the MIDI controllers from VR into the FL, I can just trigger like keys in the arpeggios, which like kind of things. Because I don't know, it's just It just works better, I think. For that. And I'm using a lot of loops and drum loops and stuff. But anyways, I need to set a lot of that up before I go live. That was my problem with the last time I did it. Yeah. So let's see what happened here. Look at this EQ. Why? It's fine. I know why. Because we haven't even done our week of mix downs yet. That's gonna help a lot. But actually, even after that week of mix downs, they would have still been pretty bad because I need to do this so I can get an idea of like really what the EQ. This is a good idea to if you don't have like proper speakers and studio room and all that stuff going on. I've been using this whole time my Beyerdynamic DT 770s, so it's like I'm not hearing all this. You know what I mean? You'll start to hear it if you reference it on other speakers, as I was talking about earlier. But still, using these pictures that I'm taking right now, I'll take this one. It's gonna get us there a lot faster and with a lot less struggle. A lot less struggle, says Guild. Save that file. New snip. Did I snip those other ones? Used here. Snip for file. Save as. 2, 3. That's that. You can probably learn a lot from these. Like I gotta look at the exact EQ frequency that this is pushing down, where the buildup is, and you can go like find out what instruments are like living in that zone, and then you can kind of EQ those little dips there. Um, and these are pretty easy fixes as well. Let's listen to this one. All right, so clearly, like as I was saying, like these this is too much high frequency on some of those other sounds. So this little part that I referenced to make this didn't have enough high frequency, so it boosted it. I should have guessed that, like this right here. Yeah, that sounds a lot better now. But now if we go over to like this, these other sounds, and that's why you don't want to fix it with just a master EQ, because you're gonna be just messing other things up. You want to go find in the mix, which when I go back to fix this mix, I'm going to target this bass, I'm going to give it this curve, but I'm not going to necessarily give this curve to these other sounds. Let's try another part, I guess. Like, I'll run the master system on this, and we'll save 2 different screenshots to compare them. Click it again, but let me clear it out. Master assistant, next streaming, start. Anyways, as I was saying, this weekend, I'm definitely gonna work on the tracks, and if I'm working on them or whatever, and I feel like streaming, I'll go live. That'll be on Twitch, so follow on Twitch if you want to maybe catch some of those streams. I don't always do it, so I don't ever promise those. It just depends. But I do often go live when I'm working on the tracks at nighttime or in the morning or something like that. So follow on Twitch or D Live even, because I go live there. This. All right, so look at the difference with these 2 pictures. Off, turn this on. Listen to it. Yeah, that sound. Now this part sounds better. Let's go. We go back to this bass here. Sounds fine, but it's actually doesn't have those nice high frequencies anymore because it pushed down. So this is not going to tell us much, but it will still help me. So I'm going to take a picture of this and hopefully remember which parts of the song I took the snaps from. New. 'Cause I'll save this one as same track, but I'll save it as, I don't remember what bar. I could have just like looked at the bars on the track, but two. Number two. Track 4, second picture. All right, I'll remember that those came from 2 different parts and stuff, but that's gonna help me like that. I should probably, with this track, I should honestly go in there and take a couple more, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Really don't need to. I can now induce or whatever what the problems are with that whole track now, just looking at those 2 pictures for the most part, and use the rest of that as a reference with my ears. But you know, this track has a lot of samples in it. Save it, save as, and next one, collab 5. Collab 5, season 1 master. Asta. Remaster. And my brain shut down. It's time to go. Collab 5, season 1. Let's do the same thing, and I'll probably end the stream after this. Find the loud part of the song. You know, and you kind of want to find the loud part and the most active part, but it's also something kind of early on in the track too, because you know, you don't really care to. I mean, yeah, you want to fix the end of the track too, but like if that's the only thing you're really fixing, paying attention to, people are going to be listening to the whole track and not really. I like to find first big spot and shape the rest of the track around that. Kicks are important, I think, for the analyzer. That's probably fine. Let's turn on the master assistant. Assist us. Land. Season. So this is collab 5. So I got 2, 6, 7, 8. 3 more to do. I'll probably do it right after the stream, after I get something to eat, or maybe take a little break. I'll get the snapshot, the picture for all these. So next week we're going to be doing mix downs all week long on all the tracks, and we're going to try some different techniques. Like I said, I'm going to try the techniques I'm used to, but I'm also going to try some techniques. Look at the mix on this. Who did this track? I want to congratulate them on a great mix, balanced mix. Look at that. It barely adjusted just the high frequencies just a little, which is normal for a lot of these. And then you can see there's a little bitty dip down here at the bottom. I would almost ignore that. That's so low. That's a super balanced mix. At least this part of the thing is. This is the KP and Mr. Fox track. And of course I put it together and mixed it, but there's their sample. I don't know who gets the most credit for making this so balanced. I'm not gonna just sit there and try to claim on credit. I think it's a great collab, but I'm happy that look how balanced it. Maybe getting a little too congratulative of myself. Look at that. I love that. So now this is the winner for the best mix so far. It sounds balanced now. It sounded balanced to me to begin with, but now that I see that, let's see what the dynamic EQ is doing. Not doing much. So good job, KP, Mr. Fox, and Guild. This one's pretty good. Simple track, that's why. Simple track. It's a simple but really good track. This kick had a lot of problems. We had a How to carve this kick around. This is started by KP. Mr. Fox took the samples and processed them at their studio, sent all the samples back to me, reprocessed, and I put all those in here and just dropped them in. So like everyone gets to like put in a lot of work on this, I think, to make it sound the way it sounds. Turn it up a little. Again, this is just according to Ozone. That's not mean it's the best mix in the world. It just means it's balanced. Like tonal balance control would be happy with this. That's what I get. I don't know if they're still updating this. They said this was these master assistants and the stuff here is like based on like thousands of tracks they've analyzed and stuff. They say they're always updating it, so I'd imagine they update it with the updates that come to these. But I don't know. I'm not on Ozone 9, so I don't. All right, that one sounds cool. I like it. So let me take a picture of it still. Yeah. There's 2 more. I'll show the pictures. The people will see the pictures next week for those that are actually curious what the other 2 tracks look like. So I'm gonna take the pictures. We're gonna use them next week. So, but I am gonna get out of here. I got some stuff I gotta go do. Files, save as. File. Q reference track 5. Oh. So delete that. Close that. I'll save this. All right. Well, so we got collab 7, collab 8, 6, 7, and 8. I know how to count. Collab 6, collab 7, collab 8. I'll get those Ozone pictures and auto assist, master assistants done a little bit later tonight, and then we'll have those pictures for next week when we start mixing it down and mastering. And then next time we come back here to do the Ozone stuff, they should be a lot better, and we can use it as like comparison, and then we can just use our ears. Your ears are the most important to make these tracks sound good. We got to use our ears and stuff like that. And then I'm going to do a lot of reference tracks and stuff in the car and other speakers, things like that. All right, thanks everybody that came and checked out the streams today and this week and the whole season. It's been a lot of fun. This is now ends the 8th week of the MPA Community Collab Season 1, the 8th week. So 8 tracks, 8 weeks. They're all written for the most part. You know, I say that after just showing everyone that they weren't all really open. I got to touch up little things here and there. But we will go next week mixing, following week mastering, and the following week we'll release the tracks. And then starting in October 4th to be exact, we're going to do Season 2 of this. And we'll see what happens after that. But Season 2, I'm putting all my focus, as soon as this ends, I'm putting all my focus on Season 2. I'm excited for it. And I'm excited to be collabing with all the members from the music production arena community. As always, you can contact me in the Discord if you want to continue the conversation. Follow us to catch some more stream. Turn on the notifications. You can catch me live and collaborate live. I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. All right. See y'all later. Goodbye for now.